Okay, hey, how you guys all doing out there? This is Nathan Brown. I am in Criminal Justice 315, currently trying to get my degree in criminal justice. Got about maybe 2.5 years left to get it. Hopes to be a law enforcement officer one day. I picked drones as my topic of choice for the police technology. Hope you guys enjoy it. First off, we gotta say, what is technology? The book describes it at the most basic level. Technology is just any tool. So you think about it, any tool, anything that you can use as your job, especially in law enforcement, to help them do their job, get things done more efficiently, quicker. And if by all means keeping them safer and out of harm's way, stuff like that. So first off, there's tons and tons, a wide variety of different drones, different shapes, sizes, everything, configurations, different characteristics. They're all used for different ones. Historically, drones were simple, remotely piloted aircraft, but autonomy control is increasingly being employed. So it kind of brings up a different topic that we'll get to later as far as the privacy, but you've got an unmanned drone, sorry about that, an unmanned aerial vehicle, more commonly known as a UAV drone, which is an aircraft without a human being on board. Pretty much it just kind of flies around, taking video, surveillance, different stuff like that. Its flight is controlled either independently by computers or a vehicle under the remote control on the ground or in another vehicle. Typical, Typically these things are launched for whatever reason, whether it is for video surveillance of certain areas, whether they're using it in the military purposes. Um, and then typical launch and recovery method, pop and stop of an unmanned aircraft is by the function of an automatic system of an internal or external operator on the ground. So you have one man down there operating in it, and he's got cameras set up everywhere on the thing, and it can both do video and audio at the same time. So it's kind of cool, a neat little tool. Drones are deployed predominantly for military and special operations applications like the recon and stuff like that. All that kind of cool stuff that you see throughout the TV, SWAT, different things. But are now being used in small but growing number of civil applications such as policing and firefighting, and non-military security work such as surveillance of pipelines. Drones are often preferred missions that are too dull, dirty, or dangerous for a manned aircraft. So just kind of, like I said earlier, keeping them out of harm's way, sending them in where dangerous areas, maybe like a wreckage if you're a firefighter, sending them in to check for survivors, or even if you're sending the flying ones in over an area to get some surveillance so you know what you're going into later on. Drones are a powerful tool that can be used to gather extensive data about your activities. Um, the public needs to know more about why these predator drones are being used to watch citizens. So there is, like earlier I said I'd get to it, I'm talking about the privacy issue that everyone's worried about. But I mean, if you think about it, the pros definitely outweigh the cons. First off, if you're not doing anything bad, then you don't have to worry about your privacy. So, I mean, I guess it's just different people worrying about it and stuff like that. Um, so that's where the FAA comes in, the Federal Aviation Administration. It issued special permits to companies such as Raytheon, General Atomics, Telford Aviation, and Honeywell to test these new drones. But the law enforcement agencies, at least 5 states, requested permission to fly drones over the past several years. And I mean, the numbers get even bigger than that. Over thousands over the last several years have requested permits to fly drones, which is becoming a cause for concern for the public, and they're worried about privacy and their rights and stuff like that. But like I said, I feel like definitely has a better, more pros than it does cons. The Little Rock Police Department, for instance, has a drone called the Rotomotion SR-30. It's a small field-powered helicopter that can clear day zoom cameras, infrared cameras, or both simultaneously. It's got night vision on it as well, and they just use it for video and audio surveillance around the area of Little Rock, Arkansas. It's designed to track objects and just make it easier for the police officers around that surrounding areas just to keep track of things and make sure everything's going the way that it's supposed to be. Um, Drones have been used for military for decades. They're still relatively new in law enforcement in the U.S. The models used by police are smaller and unarmed, weigh less than 55 pounds, and are maneuvered from the ground through a computer or a joystick, kind of like playing a video game. Uh, like the old Atari that they used to have with the joystick in it. They range, the price range varies from a few hundred to several thousand. I'm sorry, no. They range from a few hundred to several thousand feet in altitude, and their price is from 5,000 for in-house fabricated models to several hundred thousand for some of the bigger ones. Drones and they've got one really tiny one. You should take a look at it. They got a couple videos out there on YouTube. It's the hummingbird drone, which is actually pretty sweet looking. It looks just like a hummingbird, and it flies and gets audio and video surveillance. Um, Drones in Seattle and Miami are equipped with video cameras capable of taking daytime and nighttime video as well. Uh, Drones are used by the Texas Police Department for public safety reasons. Um, but a lot of, like I said, a lot of agencies are still having trouble getting those permits to do these drones because people are fighting it with the Privacy Act and stuff like that. As far as finance goes, to add drones to a crime-fighting arsenal, it's increasing questions about the vehicle's safety as well as their potential to violate citizens' privacy. So once again, the privacy thing comes back up, but financially, some of them are, like I said, just a couple thousands of dollars. So I mean, even smaller cities and stuff like that would be able to afford these things, and so therefore keep officers out of harm's way. But in law enforcement officials, sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties. You see that it's still recording.